I want to go in depth for you on J.T. Reddy, the man at the center of all of this. J.T. Reddy, once the leader of the neo-Nazi party in Arizona, he officially stepped away a few years ago to form his own armed border patrol unit. You may remember a few months back, he decided to run for Pinal County Sheriff. Now, his former campaign manager tells us he cannot believe that Reddy would kill anyone out of anger.
This is a shock to me, but I'm going to, remember JT as the man I knew him as, the patriot, the compassionate, kind person that he was.
Neighbors confirmed to us that Reddy did in fact move into the house in this neighborhood about a year ago. With us on the phone this morning to talk more about J.T. Reddy is Mark Pitkovich with the Arizona Anti-Defamation League. Mark, J.T. Reddy, a man that you guys have been watching closely for years now.
Yeah, we've tracked J.T. Reddy since the early 2000s as he began to emerge from the extreme wing of the anti-immigration movement.
And what can you tell us about his past? We know that he was a member of the military, but he ended that stint with a very bad situation. I mean, he was kicked out of the military a couple of times, right?
He was kicked out of the Marines and obviously is in no way representative of the members of our military. I think J.T. Reddy is significant in that he represented in Arizona the nexus between two movements, between the white supremacist movement and between the extreme wing of the anti-immigration movement, especially the border vigilante groups. And he was someone who could move back and forth between these two different spheres very easily. And I think that's where he made his mark in Arizona, unfortunately.
When you guys have known of his past, you've been watching him closely, as I said. Should we have known that something like this could have happened?
Well, certainly there is, J.T. Reddy has had a history of statements suggesting that, he was willing to consider violence. But this was always violence of an ideological or political sort that he was referring to, and I don't think anybody knew that he might have had these personal demons that might have driven him to this tragic incident.
Yeah, and at this point we don't know what exactly it was that was the motive behind all of this. Mark Pitkovich with the Arizona Anti-Defamation League, we appreciate you joining us with more background on J.T. Reddy, the man accused to be behind the death of 4 others here in Gilbert. Connie, we're going to send it back to you, but I got to tell you a lot more coming up this morning. In fact, at 7 o'clock, the police department is playing a news conference where we hope to learn more about those drums, what was inside, and again, a possible motive in this mass killing out here in Gilbert.
And Kirk, I know the coroners were standing by. The bodies all still in the house except that small child?
Yeah, the small child taken to the hospital, again, found alive here at the home, died at the hospital. As far as we know, the medical examiner is still on scene here in Gilbert in this neighborhood, but those 4 bodies remain inside of the home. We haven't heard otherwise, and we haven't seen the medical examiner leave the scene yet.
All right, Kirk Bianchi live on the scene covering all the angles for us this morning, and we'll come back to you in just a few minutes with all of that. Thanks, Kirk, for your coverage.